What is up, everybody? Today we're going to be doing something super exciting. We're going to be doing file manipulation in Linux. So let's just get right into it. So we'll open our terminal up. There we go. And the first command we're going to go over is touch. So with touch, the main use is creating a file without any content. So it's just creating a new file. And we'll do this right now. So we'll do a ls like we learned in the last video, and let's navigate to code, do another ls, and we'll create it here. So the syntax of this is touch and then the file name you want. So we'll just call this one file.txt. How creative, I know. And we'll hit enter. And now if we do an ls, so up here we only have these two directories, but if we do another ls, there we go, file.txt. It's the new file we created. And we can also create multiple empty files with touch. So we can do touch, we can do file1.txt, file2. Should probably just say text.text, and then we'll do a file3. So with this, it'll create file1, file2, file3. So you can create as many files as you want in one touch command. So we'll hit enter, do another ls, and now we have 4 empty files. Wonderful. So touch has a couple useful options or flags. So we'll look at the man pages. So man touch, and it gives us the description. If we scroll down, so we can see we can change the access time. We can change the modification time. There's a whole bunch of, or not a whole bunch, but there's a good amount of useful things we can do. So we're not going to go over all of these, but we will do modification time. So we can do a list. Actually, let's clear the screen. Clear. We can do a long listing, ls-l, and this right here is the modification time. So we just created these files. We won't change this, but let's say for this simple project directory, the last time it was modified was June 25th. Today, as we can see up here, it's July 31st. We can do a touch-m for modification time, and then we can do simple project. And now we can do another long listing, and we'll see that the modification time on simple project is today, right now, July 31st, 11:17, and it's updated from the previous June whatever date, June whatever. And so there's also the -a flag that changes the access time. So that says, okay, when did somebody last read this file? And the modifications time says, when did somebody last change this file? And there's a couple other things, but the most useful thing with touch is just creating files. Another useful command is make directory, mkdir. So this literally does what it says it does. It just makes a directory. So if we do a ls, we can see we have all these files right here, and now we can make a directory too. So we can do make directory, and we'll call this, I don't know, Ryan's stuff. And we'll hit enter. And now if we do another ls, we'll see the new directory. The directory is like the blue color, the files is black color. But yeah, this new directory is right here, and it's empty because we haven't put anything in it. And so there's a couple flags we can use with make directory. So the first one is -v, or verbose. So this displays a message for every directory created. So we do make directory -v, and we can also create multiple directories at once, just like touch. So we can do directory 1, directory 2, directory 3. And with the -v flag, it'll say created directory 1, created directory 2. So enter. So that's what the -v flag does. You can omit that and just make the 3 directories, and you don't need to have it say this, but it's a good option. And we will do a clear screen. And another useful flag is -p. So this creates parent directories if they don't exist. So we can do make directory -p, and we can do, I don't know, personal school/homework. So we don't have, none of these directories exist. We don't have a personal directory, we don't have the school directory inside of the personal directory, and we don't have the homework directory inside of the school directory inside of the personal directory. So this, if these two existed, it would just create the homework directory. None of these exist, so it's going to create all of them. So we're going to hit enter, we're going to do a list, And we can see the personal directories right here. We can change directory into personal, and if it worked correctly, we should see the school directory inside of this. Now we'll do a list, and inside the school directory, we're going to see homework. So we can change directory school, we can do a list, and now we see homework. And we can do a print working directory, and we see we're now in code/personal/school. We can change directory to homework, we can do a list, now print working directory. We can see now we're in personal, school, homework. So none of these directories existed until we did this command up here and passed it the p flag to create them if they didn't exist. And so we will clear the screen. And the last useful flag in make directory is -m, which sets permission. So read, write, execute. So we can do a list just to see where we're at. We're in the homework directory. We can make directory -m a equals, let's do rwx. And what this means is A is all, so all users have read, R, write, W, and X, execute. And then we'll create the file directory 1. Enter. Now we do ls directory 1. And like we learned before, we can do a long listing, ls-l. So we can see that directory 1 has read, write, and execute privileges for everyone. So the first 3 are for the owner, us, the next 3 is for a group, and the next is for everyone else, others. So anyone on the system can read, write, or execute this directory. So the next command is move, mv. So this can move files, or it can also give them new names. So let's navigate back to, let's go to code, do a list. So we can try to move all the files we made earlier, file1.txt, file2, file3, and file, into, let's move them into Ryan's stuff. So to move one file, we can do move, we can just move file.txt, and we can move it into Ryan's stuff. That's the destination directory. So we click enter, do a list, we see that file.txt is gone. If we change directory into Ryan's stuff, do a list, there it is. It moved into Ryan's stuff directory. So we can change into the previous directory, we'll do a clear screen, we'll do a list, see what we're working with, and we can move multiple files. So let's move file1.txt, file2, and file3 all into Ryan's stuff at the same time. So we'll do a move file1, file2, file3, file2 into Ryan's stuff. And so this right here, this is just the destination, so it can be an absolute path, relative path, whatever. So once we click enter, all these files will move into the Ryan stuff directory. We'll do a list to make sure they're not here anymore, and they're not. So we can do a change directory into Ryan stuff, do a list, and they're all in here. The next command we'll do is rm, or remove. So be careful with this one. You might not be able to recover the files or directory once you delete them, but this is how you use it. So we'll do a list. We see we have all these files. Let's say we want to just keep file.txt and we want to delete all these. So we can do a rm, we'll delete file1 first. So remove file1, hit enter, we'll do a list, file1's gone. We can also remove, just like move, we can remove multiple files at once. We do remove file2.txt, file3, hit enter, we'll do a list, and now we're just left with file.txt. So we can also remove directories along with files, but by default, remove does not delete directories. So if we change to the previous directory, we do a list, and let's say we want to remove directory 1. We can do rm directory 1, and then, oh, can't remove directory 1. It's a directory. So we can do a clear screen, we'll do a list. So the way we can remove directories is using the -r flag. And this tells remove to recursively remove directories and their contents. So we can do remove -r directory 1, enter, list, directory 1's gone. And we can remove -r directory 2, directory 3, hit enter, we'll do a list, and all the directories are gone that we removed. There's also a remove directory command, which is just meant for removing empty directories. So we can change directory to Ryan's stuff, list, We can make a new directory. We'll call it dir, I guess. We can list, and so we put nothing in dir, so we can remove directory, dir, and because there's nothing in it, we can use the remove directory command. If there was something in it, we'd have to use remove rm-r directory. But there's nothing in it, so we can click enter, do a list, and it's gone. So the last cool thing we can do is copy. So this copies files and directories. So right now we have file.txt, so we can copy this, copy file.txt. Let's say we want to copy it into the previous directory, so code, or the parent directory, so in code. So we can copy file.txt, do a list. We still have file.txt here, but if we change directory to the previous directory and do a list, file.txt is also copied here. And remember, the dot dot just means parent directory. And we can also copy between two files. So we can do copy file.txt, and we can do file2.txt. And so file2.txt does not exist in our working directory. So what copy will do is say, okay, copy the contents of file.txt into file2.txt. But if file2.txt doesn't exist, we'll create it. So enter, list, and now we have a file2.txt. But if file2.txt did exist and we ran this command, its contents will be overwritten by file.txt, so be careful with this one. And we can copy multiple files at once, so let's create one new file, file3. We'll do a list, so we can copy file2, file3, and we'll copy this into Ryan's stuff, click enter, we'll do a list. They're still in this directory because we only copied them. And we can change directory to Ryan's stuff, do a list, and they're also copied here.